Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. You might have clicked this video because it has a, well, is it clickbaity? I don't know if it's clickbaity, but it says update, I'm self-publishing. And it's true, I am self-publishing. I don't have a Twitter anymore and I don't have a Wattpad account anymore. I am focused solely on indie publishing, self-publishing, whatever you want to say. Indie publishing sounds cool. Self-publishing is like, I guess, more specific, but not really. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm focusing on Amazon self-publishing specifically. I found out through a friend who also is very successful self-publishing named David, and I'm gonna mess up his name because there's an R in there. And there's, I can't pronounce his last name. So David G, and then right here is gonna be his picture. Okay, him. I need help. Anyway, learned from him over the course of like 3 weeks. It hasn't even been that long. Is that you don't need a Twitter, you don't need a Wattpad account, you don't even need an Instagram, you don't even need a TikTok. What you need is 3 basic things: website, mailing list, and a Facebook author page. That's what you need. Now, I have an active Goodreads account, and I also, of course, have an active YouTube channel where I talk about books and writing. So the Goodreads and the YouTube channel are extra to connect with my fans and friends, but the core is the first 3 that I talked about, 5 seconds ago. And then what you really get out of those 3, especially the mailing list is important, but then you also go for the 3 big ad places that you need to work on, which I'm working on. I don't know if I'm going to be that successful, but that's okay. We have a learning curve. It would be Amazon ads, Facebook ads, and BookBub ads. BookBub is not going to be in my line of sight for probably like 3 to 5 years. So it's going to be Amazon and Facebook ads. And then there's also a huge list David freely gives out because he's so awesome. Not just because he has an amazing mustache and beard, and not just because he's Irish, but he's just like overall amazing. And then those 2 other ones work, okay? But there's also a free or discounted promo websites where you pay maybe $20 for them to put your book up when you're running in a promo. Probably where I'm going to be working with first, and not even the big 3 that he mentioned because I'm so small still. Paradise Found, my one-liner poems, will be published next. I'm basically waiting just for the cover for all 3 of my poetry novels coming out this year. But that just means more working on how I'm successful, or try to be successful and maybe fail, but that's totally okay, with these chapbooks. It is known that poetry is extremely hard to sell. I understand that. Maybe I only make, $100 a year. I don't know. Let's just say, like, bottom line, $100 a year on my 4 poetry books. That's better than them just sitting on my computer and nothing comes of it. Honestly, that's my thought process. I have 4 poetry books full of poems. Do I sit on it? Or do I put it out and work on the basics and like the learning curve of self-publishing with them, and then I can be ready to do my full-length novels? See, that's kind of what where I'm at right now, working on just the basics and the learning curves and what and what not to do with ads and promos and all that stuff. I am actually going to self-publish my 3rd novel first, Danny's Curse. It was not totally successful on Wattpad. just because it was an Irish fantasy novel, and that's just not a thing on Wattpad. But the people that were reading it really loved it. And then I'm going to publish The Two Foxes and A Patriot's Tale in 2022. And Bloodsworth's Symphony for the Undead, I have 10,000 words already. It's obviously not done, but probably going to try and finish it. Try and finish it in 2021 or 2022, and then publish that. And that I'm feeling in my bones that is going to be a series, because hot tip, series do so much better on Amazon than standalones. But this is my other thought process. Why would I sit on 3 books that 2 of the 3 were extremely popular on Wattpad? Whereas I could make, a few $100s, or I don't know, maybe $1,000, whatever, by putting them up on Amazon. So I know there are a lot of self-published writers that don't want anything to do with standalones. Like, they want to write a standalone book because they have it in their mind, but they won't because it's not marketable. Whereas I did a lot, I put in a lot of effort into those 3 standalones, so it's going to be released to the world. What's actually really interesting that I've been learning is that it's really key for any self-published writer to not, and this is going to sound funny, but to not get your friends, families, and coworkers and acquaintances or anything of like that to buy your book within the first week, because then the auto bots, like when it says on the bottom, these people also bought, that type of thing, their Amazon, the algorithms are going to pop up with the also bots to people that don't actually want to read poetry, because it's 5 of your family members that have completely different tastes, because maybe on their end they really just read like science fiction, but they just happen to buy a poetry book because it's me. So the algorithm will try and pair up books that don't work well with other readers because of this week-long buy from friends, family, and acquaintances. So I have to hold back for a week with friends, family, and acquaintances, and then like after a week, when that kind of all works out, when the algorithms figure out like actual, let's say poetry fans, then it will shoot out to poetry fans, not to people that happen to know me but they read science fiction, and so the algorithms don't know what to do. And if your book's not selling, this is where it is. The book's not selling because the algorithms are sending it out to people that know me, therefore will buy my book. The algorithms think, oh, well, this poetry book will work for science fiction readers. No, it won't. And that's when, after a while, Amazon will say, okay, well, this book is not selling, so we're going to drop it from the recommendations and just not recommend it at all. That's a no-no. We don't want that. As any self-published writer, you don't want that. So that was actually something really interesting to learn, and something that can't, like, even though you're excited, that's something that can be avoided fairly easily. You just don't say to your friends, family, and coworkers in this week. You just do it, just tell them next week. Tell them in 2 weeks. You know what? Tell them in 3 weeks. Oh yeah, my stuff's out. Or, actually, kind of interesting, but it might not be up to date. They can buy the paperback, but not the Kindle, because just more algorithms. I'm trying to get used to the algorithms, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I mean, I need to, because I'm doing this all by myself, but but it's a learning curve. All of this is a learning curve. All of my links down below and all of my videos, it took like an hour, but yes, I did succeed, and all of my videos are up to date, so it includes my new website, my mailing list, Goodreads, and the author page, and also my Amazon profile, because that's where, you know, the magic happens. Of course, I'm going to really be heavily introducing or announcing stuff on my website, on here, on Goodreads, and also my author Facebook page. So if you want announcements, definitely, you can basically click almost all of the links down there, minus the Amazon page and minus Alphabeted Poetry's direct link. Other than that, you can follow me on any of those other links / websites, and you'll be up to date. I do really, not trying to push you, you know, you do you, boo, but the mailing list is where it's at. The mailing list, you will get updates first, because I'm going to mail them out first, and then, you know, secondary is the other ones. And I'm not going to spam you, I swear, it's okay. I actually was hesitant to do mailing list because I hate emails, but David said something really smart, and he said, just because you hate emails does not mean that the thousands upon thousands of your fans, or just anyone in general, hates emails as much as you do. I'm like, this is why I follow his advice, because that is true. I know a few people that love emails. I can't wrap my head around it, but they do. And they are signed up to so many mailing lists. I'm like, how do you keep up? But they do, they love it. Shine bright, do what you need to do, because if that brings you joy, just get those mailing lists, you know? And I'm going to be part of your mailing list because you love it so much. So that is basically my updates for February 2021. If I have any other updates, I'll do these types of videos as well, since I don't have Twitter or Wattpad anymore. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great reading and writing day. Bye!